So if you have if Trump has to if let's say Trump holds on to Arizona and Georgia and North Carolina, okay, he just needs one of the blue wall states. Just one, and Nevada.
He has a good shot in Nevada,
right.
too.
But they said they have not broken. The wall has not broken since '88.
Well, this is
so if you get one, you get them all. You get none, you get none.
This is what I talked to someone who's very involved in this yesterday, and they said the biggest problem for Kamala is she has a math problem. In all early voting, she is falling short. Trump has to win one, either Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, or Michigan. Looks like he has North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and a good shot in Nevada. But that only gets him to 268. So that's why he has to win one of those three. He's up in all three in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, but it is extremely tight. That's why everyone needs to vote. And it looks like the only chance for Kamala, she has to sweep the blue wall. She has to sweep Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and would have to win all three.
She seems very concerned about it, too. And I just, you know, Jackie's just done a report. She's going to do these two events today. She's doing one in Detroit, Michigan, at the headquarters of Kojic, essentially, Bishop Sheard. That is not a demographic that she should still be working for in the final days of the election. Right. And so I just find it, they are concerned about two things. Either some black voters breaking for Trump in a way that could be 29 to 30% when it comes to black males, or people just staying at home. And that is problematic. If these voters stay at home or cast their vote in a small portion for Donald Trump, that's a ball game.
Yeah, right. It feels as though black males have stayed home in the early voting. That's where it stands. So far, the turnout for blacks in the early voting has not been strong.
No.
Isn't early voting turnout really low compared to the last election? Granted, last election we were in COVID, so a lot of people did early voting.
Well, you know, and we've been breaking down the number of Republicans who have early voted and Democrats. What oftentimes is not mentioned are the independents. And in particular states like North Carolina, there are more independents or third-party or unaffiliated people than there are Republicans or Democrats. And so they really hold the key. In the meantime, Jackie a moment ago said, you know, Joe Biden was in Scranton, his hometown, and used some language that was not helpful to the Kamala Harris campaign. And you got to wonder, what is he doing when he says stuff like this?
There's one more thing Trump and his Republican friends want to do. They want another giant tax cut for the wealthy. Now, I know some of you guys are tempted to think it's macho guy. I'll tell you what, man. When I was in Scranton, we used to have a little trouble going down the plot once in a while from Greenwich. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
Wow. He grits his teeth.
So he's in
get off my lawn
with in front of a few dozen people, and he's there just to make sure that, I mean, it looks like it's busy work. So he's there to say that, and then he gets off kilter. Think about what he was saying. He's saying they want to give a tax cut to the wealthy, and then he segues into violence. Right. I want to beat this guy up. I want to smack him.
Didn't he want to take him behind the barn at one point last time?
Yeah, like a few years ago when he was saying
when he was healthier.
But didn't y'all see the report from the staffers saying, essentially, no one listens to him anymore? I mean, this is the president of the United States. This is a person that's responsible for our national security. I know we joke about it, but he's still the person that's in charge.
Scary.
And we got people saying, oh, yeah, we just don't listen to him. They're afraid to put him on the campaign trail because he does things like this. I mean, there's a real national security component of this, to Ainsley's point, that is quite scary.
Yeah, well, I mean, plus he's just
angry.
He's angry, but he's talking about fighting. Bless his heart. I mean, I don't want to picture him in a fight.
It wouldn't be a fair fight.
No, it wouldn't be.
All right. Yeah, and by the way, just a quick note, Rashida Tlaib is not endorsing in Michigan. She's not endorsing Kamala Harris.
No.
So
she's telling her supporters to go ahead and vote on the non-political things on the ballot, different ballot initiatives, make sure.
You got a lot of people in the Arab community in Dearborn, Michigan. They're endorsing Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, and these aren't nobodies. These are community leaders within that community that says, listen, we're not saying that he is going to be a friend and ally, not going to be a friend and ally of Israel, but he's going to get peace. He's going to stop the war. He's going to make it come to a close.
He's going to deliver Saudi Arabia and
Israel.
Meanwhile,
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.